Hello, students. Today we're going to learn about editing a mask in Photoshop, a selection mask. It's a way of selecting objects away from the background if you want to take something out of the background and select the single object. So what I'm going to do is open a file I downloaded from the internet. So I'm going to open a file, and so we have this bear, and this file is 1600 pixels wide, which is pretty good. The resolution is pretty good. It's not full res, but it's pretty good. So there are several ways to create a mask. Um, if I click on all the way down to the bottom of the toolbar, there are two icons at the bottom. The one up from the last icon is the mask icon. And if I click it, the black and white fill, the foreground is black and the white is the background. The foreground is what's going to be selection, and the background is going to be what's not selected. So if I hit brush, you can notice that it's drawing this red mask. And wherever I am painting will be a selection. So right now I'm trying to get most of the bear here. So I'm just going to show you what that does. So if I click that icon at the bottom again, below the foreground and background color, it'll show you what it's selected. Now, it's not a perfect selection, and actually if I go back and I go beyond the edges, so like I'm actually going beyond the edges, I'm going to zoom in. Notice that I went beyond the edges. It's selecting beyond the edges. I can use the erase tool to erase, to clean up that edge. Now, you could change the brush size to even be smaller to help you out with more detail on that edge. And you could actually, you can make the brush soft, the erase tool softer, so you can have a softer edge. I'm going to try to select more of it. So let's see. I'm going to increase my brush size so I can get a large bit of this done quicker. And notice the edge is softer. It's a softer brush. If I press the space bar, I can actually move the photograph. So if you notice, I'm going over the edge, but that's okay for now. Now I'm going to reduce the brush size. Trying to get some more of the edge of the bear. So I'm going to use my brush, and I'm going to make it softer and clean up the edge a little. Let me make it even softer. Oops. Oh, it's on, sorry, it's on pencil. So what I want is brush. So I'm not gonna get too crazy with it being perfect because it'll take a while. But so now I have this selected. So if I click on this, you can see it's selected. Now if I want to drop out the background, I'm gonna put a layer. Actually, I'm gonna copy that layer. Oops. So if I want to drop out the background, I could press Command Shift I, and I'm inverting the selection and delete. Oops. Um, and see now the background is deleted. There's another way to get rid of the background. Um, if I have it just selected, if I click on this mask, add layer mask, it takes out the background altogether. See, so you can see what the effect of that is. There is a better technique to do this, and this is where the secret comes from. Um, if you click on your object selection tool, um, sorry, or quick, or your quick selection tool, sorry, you can select. You could select the area. It will select the areas that you need pretty fast. You got to be careful though. You don't want to go beyond the edges. But so it selected it pretty fast. And if I hit up here at the top right in this bar where the object selection tool is, if I put select and mask, it will mask out all the areas uh, that are selected. It actually selected the background, and then over here I can press radius, and the edges can be adjusted. So I can smooth out the edges. I can the shift edge. If you look at the shift edge, it will make the edge uh, tighter. You could make it even sharper with contrast, so you can really get in the edges. You could feather it. Um, you could feather the edges, and then you could hit OK, and then you've got a sharper selection. And then down at the bottom, you hit Add Layer Mask, and then there you go. Now the edges still needed work, but it was a pretty fast way of selecting. So even at this, I'm going to put it back. Oops. Oops. I'm going to delete the layer mask. Oops. Even at this, you could go to your mask tool and play around with some of the edges. So I notice some of the edges here, some of the blue edges are showing up. So I'm going to go ahead and delete using the eraser tool. Those edges. So let's check how it looks. It's still kind of feathery, so there's still a lot to do. But it does it pretty quickly this way if you use that technique. So, so that's how to do a layer mask selection. And especially what's great about it is, I'm just going to go ahead and delete the background. What's great about this is if you want to, which we're going to do in an exercise soon, is I'm going to get a landscape. And I want it to be pretty good pixels. Let's see, what's a good landscape for our bear? That's pretty good. So I'm just dragging this landscape over. Oops. And I'm going to bring it into our photograph. You could just drag objects into documents. If you press Command T, it allows you to change the size. It's the free transform tool. So now we have our bear in a totally different environment. And this is what we call a composite. When you take objects and take them out of their environment and collage them, it's what is called a composite. So this is a composite. And our next exercise will be creating a composite of animals, which I will share with you. So let me take out. I want to take some of this out. See? So that's how that looks. So please review this video over and over to get the hang of it. Grab a photograph from online. Try to make it at least 16 or 2,000 pixels wide so you get a good resolution. And have fun with it. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.